guys.
Ready?
Today, this is Brandy, my rescue dog, and today we're going to do essential oil raindrop technique with Young Living oils because they're the best and pure. Raindrop is essentially, it's an overall body-mind wellness. There are certain essential oils that you use, but these can most certainly for animals be mixed up. They can be, you can add your own. That's the whole thing with doing it with a dog. There is no wrong way. So you start with Valor to balance. So I'm just going to put a few drops in the palms of my hands, like this, and I'm going to put a hand here and a hand on her tail, and I'm just going to rub her really gentle. Some dogs, you may get 15-20 minutes out of this. You may get 5 minutes. That's the whole thing, is there just really isn't, you're not going to screw it up no matter how you do it. It's just, this is going to, for just overall body and mind, overall general health. Okay, so we've done that. We've got the balance with the Valor. And next, we're going to grab the Basil. And what we're going to do is we're going to hold this about 6 to 8 inches above, and we're just going to do a couple of drops down, just like this. Now, I'm using straight oils. These are not pre-diluted. Certainly for a dog, a small dog, 20 to 30 pounds, you want to pre-dilute all of your oils. Less is more. Less is better. A couple of drops with a V6 carrier oil. After I've applied the basil, I'm just going to go slowly up from the base of her tail to her neck, and I'm going to drag my fingernails back and forth, back and forth. I've heard and I've read some people say, well, wouldn't you have to shave that area, for the oils to penetrate? But you don't. There's absolutely no need to part the fur. There's no need to shave the fur. You just want to get it on her, a couple of drops, and just back and forth. And the whole thing is, this should be, not all dogs are going to react the same way. So you want to know your dog, know the dog that you're working with. You would not want to just go up to a friend's dog and suddenly try to get them to be still and do raindrop there. You have to gain some trust, and I leave my bottles open so the dogs get the smells of them. And that really does help them. Okay, so we've done the basil. Now, for us, after the basil, we're going to go to the oregano. Same thing, just a few drops. And Brandy's moved positions, and that's absolutely fine. She doesn't have to, as long as I'm petting her and doing the same gentle motions, she can get up, and she may get up and walk around, and I'll call her back to me, and that's okay, because you don't, the last thing you want to do is stress an animal out while you're doing this. Depending on the animal that you're doing it on, whether it be a cat or a dog, kitty raindrop therapy, please do your research. Check out our website and for more videos and on different species, because there are different oils that you use for different animals, and there's the different dosages, different dilutions on the way you would do it. Being that I have a 100-pound Rottweiler right here, she can pretty much take anything. So now we've got the oregano. Now, in normal raindrop therapy, at this point, you would probably add in the cypress or the marigem. I'm choosing to use Fennel, and I'm not going to be using thyme on her. That's because she's had this done several times before, and I've just kind of worked in some oils that work better for her, which is absolutely fine. Know your animal. So with the Fennel, we're going to do the same thing, just down and up and back with the fingernails, all the way to the tail, stop about the mid-back, go back, and just swipe up to the neck, and back and forth. And you can see she's been really calm, because, this is a really relaxing bonding technique for them as well. Now, at this point, what we're going to do is we are going to add just a bit of V6. And what I'm using is fractionated 100% pure coconut oil. This oil, the fats have been taken out of it so it doesn't harden. It's the only difference. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to go right down. Don't have to soak her, but you do want to get an oily streak. That's just going to help the oils permeate a little bit better. And the same motion, just back and forth. Back and forth. And you can talk to them and say, "You're such a good girl." Yes, you are. You are such a good girl. Yes. Yep. And at this point, Brandy gets really relaxed, and so she just kind of falls over, which is fine because I'll just kind of move positions when I start again. The fourth oil that we're going to apply in this sequence is going to be Wintergreen. And we're going to do the same, up and down. Now the oregano and the wintergreen are kind of considered hot oils. Now that's why I did the V6 after applying a few. A hot oil, you know, they get the sensation, you know, a warming sensation. In some animals it can be disconcerting. It can be, you know, a little bit stressful. So the V6, the fractionated coconut oil, is just kind of a cooling. You know, it just kind of cools her down. You know, this practice of Raindrop goes back so far, and so many, the great thing is so many holistic vets are using this in their practice now, as opposed to Western medicine, which I just think is fantastic, because if you can find a natural way to treat our pets rather than filling them up with toxins and you know, so many of the medications that they give dogs especially are horrible for kidney failure and liver failure. So anytime we can add and incorporate a natural product that isn't going to provide them with even more toxins, the better. It's a win-win. You know, we already have such little time with our animals. You know, their life expectancy is so much lesser than ours, so why wouldn't we want to use anything we could to help keep them with us, to prolong that. So, we've got Brandy pretty relaxed, as you can tell. So now what we're going to do is, in this bottle, I have Cypress Blue. Cypress Blue, you can actually use regular pure cypress. Cypress Blue I choose to use, has many of the same properties. Brandy reacts better to it, but it has not been offered for a very long time. It's new to the single oil use, okay? So what you want to do is, absolutely, this one needs to be diluted. I have 2 drops of blue cypress with 6 drops of V6 oil in here. And I'm not going to do 4 drops of blue cypress. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go down with the dilution, and I'm going to put here, helps if you open your bottle, and I'm just going to do a couple of squirts here. And then we're going to go up and down. Up and down. Yes. And you guys, what's really going to just amaze you is when we do more videos and you see how goofy and crazy hyperactive Brandy is normally, yet this is how, and she hasn't even had a walk this morning, how this is so relaxing for her. It's going to help her rid her body of any toxins and any of those ickiness that our dogs pick up from the pads of their feet. Come here, Brandy. Come. And this is not unusual for them to get up. I mean, that's a long time for them to lay down to get up. Come here, Brandy. So what we're going to do is try to wrap this up now. The last oil that I'm going to use in sequence on Brandy is going to be peppermint, because peppermint is a driving oil, which means that just like we use the Valor in the beginning to balance, the peppermint being last in the sequence is going to take all those oils that we've just used, and it's going to put her body in like the most balanced state that it can be in. Health, body, and mind. it's gonna cover all those things. So let's get the peppermint before Brandy is done. Come here, Brandy. Right here, baby. Good girl. Good girl. So the peppermint, last one. 6 to 8. There we go. Oh, almost got an empty bottle here. So this one we're going to do a little bit more. I actually did about 8 drops. And we're just going to do the same thing. We're just going to go up and down with our nails. Up and down. And the very last thing we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit more of our V6 oil. We're going to get all that in there. And we're going to tell Brandy what a perfect video dog she was. And give her a big old kiss. Yes, I love you. You're such a good girl. Thank you for helping me. And that, my friends, is raindrop technique for the canine.